ferocious. The nerve of my critics, I observe your intentions don't deserve my repentance, so I'ma swerve with a vengeance. Hating on the mysterical, lyrical, spiritual, supernatural, factual. Got them studying my words like religions. I got the old and young heads, I got the streets, got the feds, got computer tech nerds in my business. Everybody scratching heads trying to figure out who the hell is he. Fell from the heavens, incarnated, reinstated to a body through my daddy, barely made it through my mama, incubated through the hatred and the drama. When they had me, came out quiet, humble, down the rumble in these jungles. Red as a soldier, head of a cold one. If it wasn't for the realest shit I say or the books I read over and over, I be trapping all day, be stepping in the yay like I'm in Red October's ferocious. So that's how I feel with you rap so real, and you know you can't fold. Opposition on your heels, outnumber in the rear, won't stand toe to toe. Cause if I really pop off, it'll never knock off till the day I drop off, and then it's all over. Everybody trying to figure out what's wrong with me. Ferocious.
Got the whole hood jumping like a pier. Got them
So today we are here at Taylor Fox Pier, just having a good time. And I got a few questions for Versali.
Yep. What's going on to the people out there in the world? What's happening? What's up? What you got to ask me?
Well, I just been hearing a lot about the Ice Cube and Donald Trump meeting and proposal. What do you think about that?
Oh, the Ice Cube, Donald Trump proposal meeting. Okay. Well, that is a very controversial topic. They're tearing up the headlines. You got a lot of people throwing their opinions around and voicing how they feel about it. And since you asked me, how do I feel about the actual proposal? The actual proposal or the meeting? Well, first of all, you got a lot of people who bandwagon emotional, on the sensationalism, the emotionalism, that to the point where that Trump's supposed to be the enemy so hard to the point that they overlooking the fact that, hell, he the only president that actually proposed anything, to be honest. They even, that was willing to listen. Once you listen to what Cube had to say. When you listen to what Cube had to say about how he was willing to run the same proposal by the Democratic Party and Joe Biden, they wasn't willing to hear it. Like, they put it on the back burner and said we would address it after the election. Meaning that they want your vote first, that they want the vote first, and then they want to address the issue. But the whole issue with that is that's the same old saying. You know what I'm saying? It's the same old saying. That's the same old song that we always heard. You get it after the fact and you never get it. So one thing that's different about this is you got a president that was willing to hear it out. And that was willing to hear it out. So I say we start at that, you know what I mean? Like, that shows a form of progress. But the only ones who are seeing that are the ones who stand in the middle and stand a little bit of unbiased, As long as you go with the rhetoric, just the constant rhetoric, that's just hate. I ain't trying to hear none of you have to say, you know what I mean? Like, then it's like we overlooking our own best interests. So as far as, like, not to get too far off the subject, but the meeting itself, how do I feel about it? I feel it's necessary. Not only that it's necessary, I feel that it's a step. It's a lot of things. Actually, it's a lot of things. You know what I mean? It's a little kind of, it's a slap in the face that is coming from Ice Cube. You know what I mean? I know some would say, why Ice Cube? He's not a leader, but then that's a slap in the face, because, like, where are the leaders? Like, where are the black leaders? To the point where you got the politicians coming to the rappers.
which is a confession, letting you know that we do lead our influence. It is valued. It is pivotal. It's important. It's powerful. But on a political level, it should be a slap in the face to anybody who might call themselves black leaders, because it seems we don't have any. Where the people of power come to the rappers. You know what I mean? When they come to the rappers, that say something in his own. But when you come to Cube, like, why not Ice Cube? You know, when you look at Ice Cube rap sheet, as far as like what he's known for, when it comes to the rap, you know, he always had, you know, with the F the police, like all of that. These were like political stances. These were political stances, you know. The brother always stood for something, him and his blackness. He ain't never fully compromised himself on the camera. He been with his same black wife forever. You know what I mean? You ain't got no dirt. You don't have dirt popping out the closet on him. All these different things. So it's like what people is doing, like a lot of people trying to tear down his credibility and all that. But I think like, hell, if anybody was gonna do it, hell, why not Q? Like, why not Q? Which is really like a Colin Kaepernick type move, that after this demonstration done, it's gonna make others look at like, damn, why I ain't make that move? You know what I'm saying? He's just one multi-millionaire, one black multi-millionaire that decided to use his voice. Like everyone has ample opportunity to do. You know, he decided to use his in that way and take a political stance, and he getting some feedback. How you gonna hate that? Like, how you gonna hate that if you A, never did it, or if you B, don't even have it in you to do it? So it's like, how can you hate that?
I got another question. Well, another question I have for you. What do you think about the backlash that he's received since then?
When I think about the backlash,
Right.
Well, it's kind of like what I was talking about. The backlash that a lot of the backlash that Cube would be getting is coming from those who he trying to help. You know, that's the ill part about it, because it's the brother Dread calling. But Dread, man, I'm gonna get back at him. But that's the ill part about it. The people who he trying to help, them the ones who lashing out against the brother. And when you look at it, like, can't be no selfish move, because he already have his nest egg. He already rich. He can go retreat in the hills and not have to worry about none of us. You know what I mean? So when one step out and they step out for something that's not, I don't see the selfish gain in it. Because the people who lashing out are the people who we doing it for. You know what I mean? So it clearly has our best interest in mind for what his actions and intentions are. Now, all of the other shit will come out later on. Like, what's the end game? Like, if there was any ill intentions, all that'll come out later. Or how it's gonna play out, that'll come out later. But one thing about it, how I feel about a lot of the ones coming to tear the brother down for speaking of Trump, because some look like you talking to the enemy, you know. And with Q being a rapper, it made me think back. I think it was early this year. I think Trump reached out to Meek Mill. I think Trump reached out to Meek Mill too for the same thing. But I don't know if it's for the same thing, because the election pressure wasn't on. But it was an extension, reached out to see how can I help y'all. Once again, reaching out to a rapper as a leader of the black community. But I say, why not Meek? Because he was into the prison reform thing, and you know, that's a controversial thing too, because he was trying to see how could he help. Now that I will say, like, he did extend an arm, or people from his office extended a hand of help. And I think Jay-Z intervened and told Meek not to take that meat. So it's like, what can you say? Like, what can you say in them type of situations when somebody do extend a hand out to help? Because this I will say, and this ain't no pro-Trump thing, but we just asking me how do I feel about, the facts is facts. I'm trying to deal with the facts and not emotions or whatever. I ain't dealing with no rhetoric, the regurgitated rhetoric or what people are expected. I ain't in none of them boxes, you know what I mean? So that's the difference. You can't box me in with this shit. I ain't in none of them boxes. I really didn't have a dog in the fight, which most of us never did. But we automatically jumped on the Democratic wagon like we was just predisposed to do that. I ain't with all of that shit, so I don't even judge myself for none of that. But just based on that, being that we always jump on that bandwagon and these people think we supposed to do that. And the same people who is mad at him for reaching out to Trump and actually seeming like he getting some results, them the same people who ain't putting no pressure on the other party. They just hopping on the wagon. They just biting it, hook, line, and sinker, just taking the bait. Like straight sheep action, dummy action. I don't condone that for nobody. So I ain't gonna rock behind. I don't care how many people just going with the wagon. I ain't finna jump on that. It don't make sense. It ain't sound. So being that we ain't never had a dog in the fight, we ain't never had nobody do none for us, whether it was the left party or the right party. Anybody who talking in sense, you know what I'm saying? Anybody talking anything that's gonna actually do something for us, you gotta deal with the lesser of the evils. You know what I mean? If you gonna deal with anything. I don't knock them. I don't knock the ones who feel like, man, I ain't voting in either direction. I couldn't knock them either, because when it comes, if they, you know what I'm saying, they want us, like, we never had dogs in a fight that was gonna help us. You know what I mean? We got shitted on from both sides. Now one is gonna actually do something for us and actually do it. It'll be the first one. And like he'll be the first one, and I think that would shut a lot of people up. That would even surprise me if Trump pulled through with this. Like that'll surprise me. You know what I mean? Because you got a lot of people who got to be shown something. I ain't jumping on nobody bandwagon. Like damn the sensationalism. You have to show a lot of us something. That'd be surprised, and they ain't gonna be the one to knock it. If it happens, you gotta recognize it. You know what I mean? Or if not, you just want to be mad for nothing. You just want to regurgitate the rhetoric. Like I ain't with that. You know what I mean? That's what I gotta say about that. Most of the ones who giving him the backlash, they the ones who ain't tried to do nothing, or they ain't even listening to hear it out. Because this I will say, if they giving him backlash, if they giving Q backlash for even speaking with Trump to give demands about what we want as a whole people. Now I'm talking about as a whole race. Like we talking about billion. If you look at the contents of the platinum package, you talking about stuff that would change our generational wealth. You talking about stuff that's gonna go back and retroactively set some things straight. Like this can be some real groundbreaking type stuff. That's definitely worth a listen. And for the people who knock him, I don't knock him because everybody don't understand power. Everybody don't understand power and how it works. Everybody ain't cut out for that. That's fact. Everybody ain't cut out for that. But power, speaking of power, is this. For example, I want to get the dates right, but when Marcus Garvey, I think it was in the Madison Square Garden. Marcus Garvey packed Madison Square Garden before Jay-Z did, back in the 20s or 30s. I want to get the date right. But when Marcus Garvey met with the leaders of the KKK, who hated him, but they respected power. Power respect power. They respected his numbers. They respected he was true to his race, that he loved his like they loved theirs, and they respected that. And they respected their numbers, their organization, So it's like a lot of the rhetoric and stuff falls down to the wayside once cooler heads, or once the heads get to talk. You find out a lot of the real hateful stuff falls in the middle. It falls like in the middle. They don't be the heads. So I feel like if Marcus Garvey can speak to one of the heads of the KKK, and they can talk about the direction of things. Same thing with Malcolm X. If Malcolm was willing to speak with heads of the KKK down in Atlanta, Georgia, out here, when he lived there, it's the same thing. Like, that ain't for everybody. Everybody don't have that form of diplomacy. Everybody ain't cut out diplomatically. Everybody's don't have that universal approach. Everybody's mind can't even be wrapped around that kind of thing. So it's like the real ones get it. Like the real ones get it, but a lot of the pawns don't, and some they never will. To the point they'll cut themselves out, stuff in their own best interest. They'll cheat themselves before they treat themselves, like out of ignorance. Like, that's real. But that's all I gotta say about that.
Well, so
Forrest Gump.
do you think that Trump will follow through?
I think he'll follow through. That kind of go to what I was saying. As far as, do I think he'll follow through with that? Excuse me, I'm trying to get propped up, but that'll be something that's yet to be seen. Like, I would love to see that, because I got to glance at the package, which I'm gonna go more in depth, but I got to glance at the contents of what they call in the platinum package or whatever. And like I say, from what I've seen and from what my first impression was, if these things were to be granted to us, it would be it would be life changing. It'll be life changing. It'll open up a big can of worms, because it's also admitting to all of the discrimination and all of the real estate redlining, all of the credit discrimination. You know, it's admitting to all of that, which it don't matter if you admit to it or not. It is what it is. Like, we know it's fact. This ain't opinion. It's facts. But that's the step. Because the first step to any form of recovery is acknowledgement. It's admitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, come to grips with, okay, yeah, we fucked y'all over. Yeah, we did it systematically. You know what I'm saying? Which is the worst way. When something is systemic, a person can just hold their hands like, I ain't doing it. But it's a machine that perpetuated, where you're throwing a rock and hiding your hand, you know. When something happens systematic, it's a whole nother approach. It's 5:55. Well, y'all can't see that, but it's 5:55. I had to capture the moment. But yeah, man, it's a lot going on. Can you see that? 5:55. But look, do I think he's gonna follow through? We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I tell you this though, I would love to be made a believer.
6 now.
And I'll switch though. Look, I get it twisted. Let's say if he do follow through. Let me say that. Let's say if he do follow through and all that works, it don't take away a lot of the, it'll make you reevaluate. That would make you reevaluate a lot of things we done heard, that he done said and did. You know what I mean? I don't care though. You still won't catch your boy with no MAGA hats and all that stuff, because that's a whole nother part of the character. You know what I mean? Because he's still fuel of fire to a lot of those, to a lot of them hate monsters. Like, that still is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, whether he trying to play it safe. Whether he trying to play it safe for him or whatever. Just different things you gotta look at, from people who are real politicians to the heart, or people who are businessmen. I always knew Trump to be a businessman. You know what I mean? Before he got into this presidential, before he got into the politics, hell, Trump was a metaphor for getting money for all of the rappers and everything. Man, you know, before it was fuck Trump, everybody was talking about I'm trying to get rich like Trump. Or Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. It was a metaphor to getting bread or having your bread stacked up. But now, you know, we got a whole nother look on it.
Right.
Yeah, listen to your real feelings, listen to your spirit, you know what I mean?
Don't just go with the flow.
Right. Or even if, you know, even if the bullshit, even if the BS is the BS, but don't get too much of the BS in your eyes where you overlook your best interest. You know what I mean?
It's been real, but it's getting realer.
Right? A lot of decisions got to be made. Yeah, man. Like, man, Nefertiti here with me and Tizai Versali. And that's what I feel about that, man. Like Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. So, we're going to look and see which way this thing going to go with this package or whatever. But I just say this to people, man, stop all of the hate, man. Stop all the hating and things. Let things play themselves out, man. Stop the sensationalism. That stuff is dangerous. That's a dangerous way of thinking, bandwagon. Because people don't even have the facts straight. They just jumping on wagons and
use your wisdom,
regurgitating shit. But that's dangerous, bro. That's dangerous, man. That ain't cool. Get off these trends, man. Like, get to what's real. Get more in tune with your spirit, so y'all won't just be thrown with the riffraff. Like those who more in tune, like they know what time it is. They know to sit in the middle. You know what I mean? To sit in the middle. Where your spirit at? And don't just go with the flow. Control the flow. Which is what all this is about. Like, how you gonna hate somebody who's trying to control the flow? You know what I mean? But, yeah. I'm out.
All right, till next time. Peace and blessings, fam.
My past in the mirror, rear. I switched on them just like some gears. Working so hard that they think that I'm weird. Got so much pain in my heart that it feels like a dart, but my face you would not see the tears. I'm Wikipedia to the streets when I speak facts. The truth hit you like a bullet when it click clack. They always telling me I'm what them haters looking at, but I never knew cause I ain't never looking back. No took backs, I'm a took back. This that 2000 Shaq and Kobe put back. I got your mouth at the bottom where my foot at. You better walk it how you talking, what I'm good at. So that's how I feel with your rep so real, and you know you can't fold.
Watch you close.
Opposition on your heels, outnumbering the real, won't stand toe to toe. Cause if I really pop off, I never knock off until the day I drop off with me.
Then it's all over.
Everybody trying to figure out what's wrong with me. Ferocious.
Salute me like a veteran flag, coming through like I do with my medicine bag. Game tight, staying cool like I never been had. See, I'm the queen and my life shit was better than that. See, look, this the final cut, not for play. I'm anticipated like your next payday. See, y'all my babies like a doula, I'm the shit like manure. I'm queen like a fool, Nefertiti, ferocious.
It's that rapid fire, out of body, exotic product, watching everybody. No imposter, King Mufasa with a roster. Ferocious ass lioness with their eyes on the threat. You looking like hyena in distress. Another dead gazelle on a trail, fucking seal to a killing well. If I gotta drop a body, free the soul, probably need to keep it underneath the note. Versali, Nefertiti, and Karita Cole. So this how I feel, what you rep so real, and you know you can't fold.
Gotta watch you close.
Opposition on your heels, outnumbering the real, won't stand toe to toe.
they know you
See, if I really pop off, it'll never knock off till the day I drop off and then everybody trying to figure out what's wrong with these three. We ferocious.